many of you graduated from high school? Do you know that between 14 and 16% of Toronto high school students do not graduate? That's a really big number. My name is Tracy Cass and this is Sue Cardarelli, and we're co-founding board members of the Community Support for Students program. Here's how our program works. Our participating schools select 2 grade 12 students who are hardworking but have financial difficulty. They receive the Compass Award. It's $1,000. It's paid to them September to June, $100 a month. They're required to get a Royal Bank of Canada bank account in their own name. They are required to write us a letter telling us how they used the money and the impact it had in May. There's no other strings attached. This is about their experiencing financial literacy, experiential learning. So I'd like you to hear directly from the students the impact this has had through their letters. Winning the Compass Award helped me strive to be an even better student. During the school year, I didn't have a job and wasn't having any luck finding one. I would constantly ask my mom for bus fare or just plead with bus drivers to let me on because I just didn't have it. With the Compass Award payments, that financial stress went away and helped me focus on my schoolwork. The Compass Award money helped me tremendously throughout the year with breakfast and lunch on days I didn't have one. The money helped me buy a new winter jacket. Thanks to the award, I was able to help my mom buy groceries and relieve her of the worries of the growing prices of today's food. It made me feel like I was actually seen. Many times in my life, I faced financial difficulties that had almost become the norm for me. I had to choose between going to a school trip or putting food on the table. I'm glad to say I'm graduating this year, coming from a school that most people don't see potential in, and I'm mighty proud that Compass Award selected Fraser students. Food, TTC fares, clothing, this is the impact this award is having. This is our first ever fundraising event. We were founded in January 2020, just in time for COVID. We have 12 participating schools, and as of September, we have 25 schools who are asking to participate. That's $50,000 we have to raise. So I'm asking you, please see the students, please see their needs, and help us.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for the opportunity to come here. And I'm here on behalf of Hand Up from Hunger Toronto, a volunteer-run charity based here in the city. I'm the executive director and the only employee. I joined the organization this past October because I was so inspired by what this caring and agile group of volunteers managed to accomplish since the charity's inception in 2014. Our mission is simple yet powerful: to extend a hand up to families experiencing food insecurity by delivering nutritious whole foods, resources, and essential supplies with the support of a passionate and dedicated team of volunteers. You probably all heard the news that food banks across the city are seeing skyrocketing demand, with more people going to food banks than ever before. What you may not know is that those numbers are just the tip of the iceberg. Research tells us that over 80% of food insecure households will never set foot in a food bank. And they quietly manage their expenses by skipping meals or buying a lot of poor quality, nutrient poor, calorie poor foods. And why? Well, first of all, food banks aren't always very accessible. They don't exactly run on grocery store hours. But there's the other huge issue of shame and stigma. Most folks don't want their neighbors knowing that they have to rely on a food bank to feed their family. So how can we get more food to our families? Well, that's where our service model comes in. We offer a hybrid model of direct home deliveries and community center pickup events at Scadden-Corp Community Center, which is Dundas West and Bathurst. It's a full-service community center that serves people from all walks of life and doesn't have a food bank. And so when clients sign up for a hamper, we give them like these 15-minute windows to pick up their food, and so there's no lineups, and they go home with healthy food for their family. We offer this program twice monthly to families with children under 18. One hamper includes fresh produce sourced wholesale from Food Share, and this is like fabulous produce, much better than what you get at a food bank. And then the other one is like nutrient-dense, non-perishable, so rice, pasta, lentils, and beans from Golden Medic. We also provide TTC passes to help clients to reach, and we work to connect them with community supports and resources. That's the handout. So your vote today would go towards purchasing those hampers. We don't rent space. We run the deliveries right out of our vendors' warehouses, and other than my position, we're entirely volunteer-led, and we are an incredibly cost-effective model of food access. So we're currently funded by individual donors, and we've been supported by foundations and corporations in the past, but as demand rises, we're having to turn away dozens every single time. And so with your support, you don't have to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you. Thank you very much. Those are two really hard acts to follow. So many people in need these days. But my name is Tina Capobianco. I'm the chair of Seeds of Hope for Autism. Just a really brief history. Seeds of Hope used to be known as ISAND. We were a full-service center for children with autism and other neurological disorders. We had an entire staff of clinicians and served hundreds of children on the spectrum with behavior, speech and language, occupational therapy. The trend or the theory behind it was to provide all the different clinical services under one roof. COVID hit and it just decimated the business, so we had to close the center. So myself and the board decided to keep the charity open, and we're rebranding now under Seeds of Hope for Autism. And our goal is to bridge the gap between funding that families are waiting for desperately from the Ontario government. There's over 50,000 children on the waiting list for the Ontario Autism Program. There's an average wait of 5 years to get any money from the government. So our goal is to work with service providers in the city to bridge that gap. So we want the service providers to identify families in need. And a lot of families that can't afford services like children with autism need are low income, and they usually have to make a decision between food, rent, or services for their children. And with a disorder like autism, early intervention is really the absolute best way to get any progress with autism. And I'm sure you all know someone with autism. The frequency is 1 in 60 children get diagnosed with autism. I have a 26-year-old son, Anthony, who has autism. And when he was 3, the diagnosis frequency was 1 in 1,500. And he received amazing services at ISAND, and he now holds a part-time job. He can get there independently by bus. He can do his laundry sometimes when he feels like it, prepare meals, go grocery shopping, and all that was done through therapies like they offer at all these service providers. So 100% of all the money we raise goes to families. We have no administration cost, and we have a wonderful board that their only goal is to raise funds for these families. So you have a big decision to make, because all 3 of us, I think, are desperately in need of your funds, but we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Are there any questions for Tina?